Part two.
Last of Us Part 2. Yes.
I'm definitely giving my vote for it because.
So
it's...
now let us explain. Let's end this podcast, or this video, or whatever, with explaining why do we think Last of Us Part 2 is Game of the Year.
Again, it's just like the fact that it took so many for me personally, like when a game takes risks, there's two outcomes that's gonna happen. One, it's gonna be considered a masterpiece, or two, it's gonna be very divisive. But
this one,
when it gets
didn't
divisive,
seem so divisive to me until later on. Like when it was fresh off the bat, people hated it, especially when it got leaked. People hated it. But then,
because when they were so upset with Joel.
Yeah, and then when it got released, it actually was. It got the same reception came in. But then soon time passed, and it became divisive, and it's still low key a little divisive.
Yeah, like it's still divisive to this day. Like I can't go anywhere on Twitter like looking about The Last of Us Part 2. Like people praising the game, and then all of a sudden, like a bunch of people out of nowhere comes in and starts shitting on the game. Like I feel like at this point, Naughty Dog can't post anything about Last of Us 2 without like getting so many replies without saying like your game sucked, go kill yourselves and all that.
Yeah, and it was only because of one specific moment that happened in there. I'm not gonna really spoil anything because we ain't about to spoil it.
Everyone knows at this point. Joel gets killed by Abby.
Yeah, Joel gets killed. I wanted to be safe, but I guess that's true.
Yeah, because at this point, like everyone, like even if they haven't played the game or not, they've seen like the memes and all that. Like they know about Joel's death.
Yeah, so they have to know. So yeah, just because Joel dies and that's it. That's the only reason they hate it. That's it.
But and then some people have like better reasons to not like the game. Like they didn't like the whole story tone in general. Like they didn't like the pacing and all. Like it makes sense why that being the reason. But when it comes to just hating the game,
like you have to be a little slow and sneakily because that's the whole tension.
No, just like the pace of the story and all. Like,
but the pace of the story, yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense of why those reasons. Like that's a good reason. Like those are kind of like good reasons to like. Okay, I didn't enjoy the game and all. But if it's just because you didn't like what happened to Joel and all, then what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's three main points that people hate the game. Joel, what happens to Joel? 2,
Abby in general.
You have to play as Abby. You have to play as Abby and Abby in general. And 3, the ending. I don't think people really like
everyone hated the ending. Like, I think the ending, in my opinion, it fits well with with Ellie's character, honestly. Because honestly, like, because I have replayed Last of Us 1 recently, and Ellie like doesn't enjoy killing that much. The only reason she's like now viciously murdering people is because she's so filled with anger after what they did to Joel.
Yeah, like
but
how
at the last moment. But like there are moments in the story where she realizes like what the fuck am I doing, like, and you notice that like especially in where she tortures Nora, I think, where she started. It was like that one part where
no, she didn't torture her. She was breathing spores.
She was breathing spores. She was breathing spores, and then she was basically interrogating her, saying like, "Where's Abby? If you tell me, I'll make it quick. But if you don't, I'll make it so much worse." And basically Nora was like not cooperating, so she starts beating her, like torturing her. And then when she gets when she gets back to like where they're hiding out, you could see she's traumatized of doing it. She's
traumatized and shaken up, and especially I think it also hits home, especially when at the aquarium part.
Yeah, when she accidentally kills Mel.
And she kills Mel, but she doesn't realize that she's pregnant.
Yeah. She was like kind of forced into killing Mel. I don't know why I said accidentally. She's forced to killing her because Mel like retaliated after. Yeah,
they started attacking her, so she had to kill him just to defend herself. But then she realized that she killed someone's baby.
Yeah, she killed a pregnant woman, and that was basically the final. It was basically the final straw for her. Like she was like, okay, I don't care more about Abby. I just want to end this because like I don't want to do this anymore, because that was like the final straw for her until Abby and
she was thinking of leaving.
But then Abby what was the transgender kid's name again?
Lev,
yes. I think I think it's Lev.
Yuri and Lev.
Yeah, Abby and Lev came and attacked them because she just killed Mel
Owen and Mel.
Yeah.
So But like you could see the amount of remorse, and that's why when she got to the moment where she was gonna kill Abby, she probably was just like,
I can't do it because she can't bring herself to do it because, and then the fact that also she saw how Abby was to Lev at that moment, like before they got to like the boats and all. Like she was,
like she
when
saw
Lev
the
was on the
mirror
floor.
effect.
Yeah, she saw Lev. When Lev was on the floor and Abby grabbed her, she's like, I got you," and she kind of saw the mirror effect of like how that's how Joel was with her.
Yeah, and she was just like I can't do this, man.
Yeah, like I know, like a lot of people are angry because like that doesn't make sense though, because like they just want Abby dead and all.
Yeah, because it doesn't quench their bloodthirsty rage for her.
Like, yeah, like how much they hate her.
Yeah, they want her to die, but and that's something very interesting because they could have just straight up killed Abby, and that would have been the end of the game. And then I think.
But then again, if I feel like also like either way, if Ellie does kill Abby, the revenge cycle is going to continue going because Lev is now going to come back for revenge.
Yeah, that, and also, yeah, she probably broke the cycle. She was breaking the cycle because she
was like, I'm done with this. I can't do this.
Yeah, doing the like, what is it? The action cause a reaction. You know that saying. Every time they would do something, another thing would happen, and it would keep going and going and going. They were just going at each other, but then she realized that she needs to just stop, and boom, she broke the cycle, and everything, they go on their own ways, and she had to accept the fact that he's dead. And also killing her is not going to bring Joel back. She knows that. So, and and I feel like it would have been too expected if she just straight up drowned Abby right there. It would have been too expected. The fact that she just straight up backed off and let her leave was the part that people didn't understand, and that's what it's kind of like the risk that I liked about the game too.
Yeah, I mean, and who knows? Maybe in Last of Us Part 3 or something, if they ever do it, they might redeem Abby for like what she did.
Maybe.
But at the same time, like I know a lot of people are not going to really care for that because she killed Joel.
She killed Joel. Again, they can't see past it. And that's what a lot of people hate for it. They just can't see past the fact that not
a lot of people can't hate for it because there's some people who have valid reasons of like why they don't like the game, but these are just like the majority of people who just hate the game just for that reason. So we're just gonna get that off the bat. Like I know a lot of people who watch this and just being like, this is dumb because not a lot of people hate it for that reason, like hate it just because of that. We're just going for like through the people that just hate it for this reason only. We know there's some people that hate it for like other reasons that we can respect that, but for the reason, just hating for the reason that Joel got killed off the way he did was stupid. It's a stupid thing to like hate the game for.
Yeah, again, it was more story oriented than player oriented.
Yeah, it's trying to tell a story, and it's not trying to like, bro, it's not trying to like please you.
Cater to you. Cater to you. It's just telling your own story, and that's what I can appreciate.
If you want to play a game that does cater to you and you get to make the decisions and all, then just go back to playing Telltale's The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Still a good game, but...
Still a great game, yeah. But New Frontier I don't know much about. Especially Michelle, fuck that game.
Michelle, fuck that game. Especially, Mommy, you left us. Get the fuck.
I hated that, dude. Whenever she had those PTSD moments, I would be like, please, fuck off.
It's just like trying to walk around with guns in your hands, like the bag of... Like, the parts where you're walking around with like the bag of guns, and then they just fucking run across you across the stairwell, and you're just like, the fuck, get out of here, ghost children.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here.
It's like, I already left your ass. Get out of my face.
It's the apocalypse. I want to survive, fuckers.
It's like, come join us. It's just like,
come play with us forever and ever.
So that basically sums up a little bit why we say Last of Us Part 2 is Game of the Year. It did something different. It took risks. It didn't deserve all the hate it got.
It didn't deserve all the hate. There's hate that I think is reasonable why people don't like the game, but not all. Like the hate, like in general, like from the majority of people, like that are saying like shit, like Joel's death is stupid, and like they didn't like how Joel died. They don't like Abby and all. Just reasons like that. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, because
it's reasons like
it's more in-depth game, and some people just see it at surface level.
Yeah, but there are some valid reasons of like what they don't like about. Like I know some people don't like what they did, like how Abby was portrayed. Like they could have done more with her to like make her a better character. It makes a little more sense of like that being a reason, and then reasons like they wish Joel could have died like later in the game, like they could have built up the relationship and all,
Yeah,
and then so that
as
could
we
have had more of
said,
an effect. That could
yeah,
have more,
but again, but we still say that this game is a 10 out of 10 in its own different
in its
way.
own way. It's in its own way. Like
You would definitely say part one's better, right?
definitely, like I will agree with so many people that part one is the best game.
But this is definitely an interesting risk taker.
Idea.
Yeah, an interesting idea and a risk taker. And it really, I think Last of Us first did establish like Naughty Dog, but this one also established Naughty Dog as like a something different. Well, I know Naughty Dog's always been around, but I think
Yeah.
like it really puts
I
some
know a lot of
eyes
people
on Naughty
are right
Dog.
now though like hating on Naughty Dog for it, but at the
Yeah,
same
but
time, like they
this
don't
puts
deserve
some
all
eyes
that.
on Naughty Dog. This was like a
Yeah.
statement type thing.
I don't think Naughty Dog will in general like try to do something similar to this again because of the reaction it got, but
You never know.
like,
maybe they could. Maybe
they could, but they'll try to be more careful like of how.
Nah, I think those. They could possibly just do it again, just something.
But
we never
I feel
know
like
because
they
they
should do
just
it with
tell
like
the story.
yeah, to tell their story, but I feel like they should like if they're gonna do it like their own idea and all, they should create like they do it like with an original game or something, not with something like Uncharted or Last of Us, because we know that's gonna get a reaction like this, like
But
with
like,
what the hate got.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's what's good about these guys too, is that they're super unpredictable. You don't know, because like, usually when you get a new game, like a part 2 or a part 3, you kind of expect certain things to happen. You're like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. It's kind of set up to be that way. Nothing set up for this game. Like nobody knew what was gonna happen in this game. Nobody knew anything, and it completely just comes out of the blue. And that's why it's always exciting. Now I'm gonna be excited for if there's a part 3. Because I don't know what they're gonna bring in, because it's gonna be totally different than because 1 and 2 are totally different. They're totally different, and 3 could be its totally different thing as well.
Yeah.
So these people are very crazy. So that's why I feel like they could literally just pull part 3 if they come out with a part 3, probably out of nowhere. They're gonna probably change some shit up, and that's why I feel like these people are pretty much geniuses.
Yeah,
and just the voice acting in general too.
The performances. Well, that's
the
just
performances.
Like, yeah.
Yes. I still think the best performance from The Last of Us, not part 2, is from part 1 when he at the beginning. The opening
best,
scene.
You mean the best like just like in general, like the scenery, like this, just the scene itself.
No, yeah, the voice acting and basically the whole situation was in part 1 with Joel's daughter.
Oh, Joel's daughter, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. With Sarah, that
with
was
her death.
Her death. That was.
Oh man, dude, no, I cried on that scene. I still kind of
part...
cry on that scene because it's so heartbreaking to see like.
Yeah, the reason why I think it's probably like the best one out of all of them, and besides Ellie's actual, second to it is when Joel dies with Ellie's actual like
reaction
and all that. Yeah, their reaction, that's a good second, but the first one is
definitely. Because you could hear her like also choking on her on her tears and all that. Like she's kind of like choking up after like
like the shriek and everything. She like doesn't want to lose the man, but like it just happens and she's like helpless, and that's the whole point of that scene, to make you feel helpless.
Yeah,
but
like you can't stop it.
Yeah, and in part 1, the reason why I say it's good also because it has the plus that these people who did it, like Troy Baker and the girl who played Sarah, I don't know who was it.
Fuck, I forgot her name.
Well, they both did the scene, and when they were told to do it again, they didn't want to do it again.
They didn't want to. It was it was too much.
Because it was so emotional, and I remember seeing a behind the scenes of them recording that scene, and when they got up to do like the scan of their body after they did the motion stuff, like the actress was still crying, like she was still crying, like that's where I feel like that one was like something different.
Really powerful, yeah.
Yeah, so Last of Us is definitely a key sacred series.
I would agree. Different. Definitely.
So yeah.
I think we should end it here because like I think we surpassed the time limit, so I'm gonna have to split this in like 2 parts.
Yeah, but we definitely
us voting and then us like why we think Last of Us 2 should win. Like it deserves the win.
So we have basically said our piece about all these games. I'm pretty sure we're pretty good with those.
I know a lot of you guys were expecting more, but at the same time, like understand, like we don't play like a lot of like the new games.
Yeah.
Like I get lucky and I'm able to play it because I visit my family's or friends' houses,
Yeah,
and I'm able to
the
play the
most
game.
ones we play are the hyped ones, probably.
Yeah,
Like the most hyped ones.
yeah. But for like indie games, like for example, like Carry On and what like the games that we saw like on best indie game or best like debut game, we don't know much about it until like they are announced for like nominations and all that.
Like
So
the
we do
next game
apologize for that.
the next game we're probably gonna talk about is like Cyberpunk or what else? Wolf Among Us 2. Like those games, like those are the games we know we're gonna see.
Because we're excited about them.
Because we're excited about it, yeah. But when we don't know much about a game, that's when we don't really
I
play
gotta
it.
say one thing
Miles
though.
Morales is a good one that we also were hyped
Miles
for.
Morales, yeah, that's a great game. Like, I wish there could have been a little more nominations for it. Like, possibly also best audio design, but at the same time, like, it just came out, so it probably didn't meet like probably didn't meet up to like the deadline for like certain categories, but it made enough to make it to like best performance and best action adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I think that's it for now.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Hopefully you guys find some replay value in replay value.
I'm gonna murder you just for saying
Come on, that should be our quote, man. That should be our quote. That would be good. That's our phrase.
That could come from you. I'm gonna stay quiet.
Okay, fine. Whatever. You do you, fool.
Yeah. Right. Thank you guys for joining us. We will try to do another podcast session soon. We just did this one for fun because we are excited for the Game Awards, and we just wanted to talk a little bit more because I knew definitely that The Last of Us 2 was going to definitely get nominated for a lot of categories, and it did. Like, that was like 10. That was like 10 nominations for it, right?
All right. Last of Us, yeah, that was a bunch of them too. But
yeah,
so
but
I will say this right now. Game Awards, it will be starting on December 10th, 2020.
Next month.
Next month. I
can't wait.
So yes. So we'll probably, I think we'll make a podcast after that. Yeah.
Yeah, like of what our thoughts on the game. Hopefully they do better world premieres, by the way, because the world premieres they did last year, like there was only 2 good ones. And it was like the console announcements for the Xbox Series and the PS5, and then the Wolf Among Us 2, and that was it. Those were the only good ones in my opinion.
So we will probably be back with y'all after we see the decisions. We'll be talking about any new games and any updates that they announced, and also like any nomination wins.
Like what we liked about it. But other than that, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.